They called us young. They looked at Earth, a blue dot on the spiral's arm, and chuckled in a dozen frequencies. Primitive, reactive, emotional. The word infantile showed up in several galactic symposiums, almost always accompanied by polite laughter. But we didn't laugh. We listened. We documented. We waited. Because even in our short time among the stars, we learned one simple truth. The old empires had grown slow, complacent, and arrogant. And when arrogance meets evolution, something burns. The incident that changed it all began with the TSS Enkidu, a Terran science ship, unarmed, exploratory, crewed by scholars, xenobotanists, physicists, and a single marine attachment for planetary safety. It wasn't supposed to be anywhere near conflict. That's why we were shocked when the distress call arrived, barely a static warp whisper across subspace. The message was just 4 seconds long. Unknown vessels, firing, no warning, casualties mounting. Enkidu going dark, and then silence. Not jammed, not redirected. Gone. The Galactic Council claimed ignorance. The Valari Confederation, the region's controlling power, insisted it wasn't their doing. An unfortunate accident, they said. Perhaps pirates. Perhaps radiation malfunction. We asked to retrieve our dead. They denied us. We sent a diplomatic envoy to investigate. They destroyed it. Said the shuttle strayed into restricted space and triggered automated defenses. Then they broadcast our envoy's final moments to over 200 systems. An open insult, a warning, a challenge. They crossed the line. What the Valari didn't understand, what none of them understood, was what Earth keeps under wraps. See the public starships? The ones for diplomacy and trade? Yes, they're real. But hidden beneath the ice crust of Europa, orbiting black sites around Venus, and buried in the crust of Mars are ships built not for exploration, but retribution. Quiet projects. Black budget monsters. They weren't made to be seen. They were made to be used once, and only if the line was crossed. So we unshackled the TSS Wrath. It didn't depart from Earth orbit. No, Wrath was already positioned far closer, encased in asteroid camouflage and stationed in the outer Kuiper Belt. She had never been turned on in full. The crew that boarded her were not standard Navy. They were the Ghost Legion, officially non-existent, trained in combat that violated multiple interstellar conventions, their directives encrypted directly into their spinal interfaces. Their commanding officer was Colonel Elin Riker, decorated, dishonorably discharged, reactivated by presidential override. Her reputation among the Terran fleet was as dangerous as her silence. She never raised her voice. She never raised her hand. But when she did raise her fleet, entire wars ended. The Wrath didn't warp. She pierced, folding space around her like a spearhead through soft flesh. She arrived in Valari territory before any diplomatic channels even detected movement. The first outpost she encountered was a listening post orbiting Vita Prime. A ring of sensor drones surrounded it, the sentries lounging in complacent patterns. The Wrath didn't announce herself. She opened with a kinetic rail burst, so powerful the station ceased to exist before the alert signal could escape. The second target was a Valari fleet garrison at Chloros Ridge, a flotilla of 17 battlecruisers and 3 carriers. They laughed when they saw a single Terran ship. One of them opened hails. "You sent one ship," he mocked. "I suppose you humans finally accept your PL. The transmission cut as Wrath's AI. Codenamed Arachne, launched a silent package, a virus that seized control of their internal life support and reversed atmospheric pressure inside their ships. 17 capital ships popped like balloons. No alarms, no flashy missiles, just implosions. Oxygen became weapon. Valari leadership panicked. They activated planetary shields across 6 sectors. Civilian evacuation orders were screamed through channels. But it was too late. Wrath wasn't alone anymore. She had called her sisters. TSS Fury, TSS Vengeance, TSS Silence. None of them broadcast identifiers. They simply arrived and began cleansing. The Valari Chancellor, a 4-eyed cephaloid named Shervik Dren, made a public appeal. Humanity has overreacted. Your science ship was trespassing. We tried to reason. He transmitted live footage of their star children, bright-eyed younglings, crying in creches as Terran fighters strafed orbital yards. It was a clever move, sympathy campaign. But Earth's response was a recording retrieved from the wreckage of Enkidu. It showed Valari ships surrounding the unarmed vessel, demanding surrender. And when the humans refused to abandon their research, they opened fire, slow, deliberate, one torpedo at a time. They laughed while doing it. The galaxy watched. The sympathy turned. It wasn't just that we had been attacked. It was how we responded. Surgical. Relentless. No speeches. No mercy. No ultimatums. Just wrath. Just fury. Just consequences. In 72 hours, the Valari Confederation ceased to exist. Entire star systems surrendered unconditionally. Some blew up their own command centers before our ships arrived, preferring suicide over subjugation. Not that we were interested in conquest. We didn't take their planets. We didn't land troops. We simply erased their ability to threaten us. No more warships. No more research stations. No more mockery. Then came the silence. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from the Lidhari Hive, the Drevlin Accord, and the Orav Coalition demanded Earth's censure, but none of them voted for it, because in the orbit above that council station, Wrath parked, unannounced, hovering, watching. Her hull glinted black and red like a demon car from neutron matter, her weapon bays humming with power they didn't recognize. Every delegate had seen the footage, what one ship had done. They wondered if others were already near their homeworlds, hidden, silent. The Chancellor of Earth, Tanya Saran, spoke once. Her words echoed through the chamber. You called us young. You called us reckless. But we are not children. We are the species that took its first steps with fire in hand and predators at our heels. You call this overreaction. We call it justice. And then she walked out. The raft left orbit 20 minutes later. No shots fired. Since then, no Terran ships have been challenged in open space. No expeditions denied. No envoys murdered. There's an unspoken code now, not inscribed in treaties, but etched into memory. It travels with every Terran ship. It's not broadcast. It's felt. You do not cross the line. You do not touch Earth. You do not awaken a wrath. We still explore. We still build. But we never apologize. And when the old races whisper about us now, they do not laugh. They lower their voices. They wonder how many more ships we've hidden, how many Rikers we've trained, how many rafts sleep beneath our moons, waiting. We are young, yes, but we are not weak. We are the storm your ancestors feared in prophecy. And when we come, we don't knock. We don't negotiate. We end it.